This video will explain to you how to use Infinite Campus, which is where you can find your schedule and your grades for classes you've completed here. So what we're going to do is go to the Minos.org homepage, and you can really be on any page at Minos at the website, but up in the upper right hand corner you're going to see the word login. We're going to click on that, and that will take us to a page that has all of the login links that we might need to use as students, parents and guardians, or faculty and staff. We are students, so we're going to click on that one, and you'll see this is a great little area that keeps all of your logins handy for you in case you would forget them. The first one is the login for your email. Second one for Blackboard, where your classes are housed. Third one is for Infinite Campus, where we're going on this video. And the last one is if you have any technology issues, you can come here and request some help. So we're going to click on that third link, and that's going to take us to Infinite Campus. From here, we're going to click on Campus Student. And then here we're going to type in our student username, and you'll see it is just the first part of your email address, or what we're calling your login. And then we're going to type in our password and click log in. Okay, now you should see that your name is at the top of the page. It tells you what school year you're enrolled here, what grade you're in, your student number, and then the rest of this is going to not have any information because we don't use Infinite Campus to give you a daily schedule, because that's up to you to decide, right? And we don't use Infinite Campus to house our assignments. So again, you wouldn't see any assignments listed here because that's all stored over in Blackboard. So let's go look at some of the important things over here on the left-hand menu. So calendar, we're not going to use that on here because again, the calendar is really up to you to decide how you do your coursework. But if you are ever curious about when specific dates are in the quarter, like the end of the term, you can come up here and go to calendar on our Minos.org website, and that will show you the whole district calendar, which gives you course drop deadlines, the start of each quarter, the end of each quarter, and all that good stuff. Okay, so we don't use calendar, we don't use assignments, we do use the grades. Okay, now, depending on if you've been here already or not in completed classes, you may or may not have information stored in here, but you can look at it by each quarter. So you can see for this test student, they don't have any grades for quarter 1 and 2 because they weren't here. They're just starting with us in quarter 3, and so we can see the classes that they're enrolled in for quarter 3 and for quarter 4, but we can see that there's no grades over here on the right-hand side because we haven't completed quarters 3 or 4 yet. So once the term is over, we can come in here and see those grades. They will be posted in here, okay? Then you can look at schedule. This is going to be one of the really important things. Okay, sometimes students forget what their schedule is, aren't sure which part of a class they're supposed to be taking. So you come in here in Infinite Campus, click on schedule, and then make sure that you're looking at the correct quarter. Okay, we're going to be starting quarter 3 in this case. So we're going to click on quarter 3. And here it tells me all of the classes that this student is registered in. They're registered in Ramp Up, Student Activities, and Tech Orientation, which are standard for every student. And then here are their 5 classes. And it does tell me right there, each one of them is part 1. And we know that part 1 means that they're working in weeks 1 through 8. If it said part 2, like here in quarter 4, that means they're working in weeks 9 through 16. Okay, so this is a very easy way for you to look up your schedule or check back in your Minos email because I'm sure your counselors emailed it to you at one point or another. Okay, then you will also be able to look at the more link on the left-hand side there, and I would love it if you would just double check and make sure that the information in your address is correct. You can look at assessments. Sometimes if you've taken the MCA or the ACTs, that would show up in here. Okay, and you can just click through each of the different categories if you'd like to look at, phone numbers, make sure we have the correct information for you, all of that. And then my favorite is this important dates. So this tells you the important dates listed out in a nice list which comes right from this page, from our calendar page, but it's in a nice list that tells you all of the important dates. So we're coming up to Q2 right now. And so I'm going to look down here because I know that the date of this video is January 31st. So I'm going to look right around that date. And I see that coming up this Thursday is when the quarter begins. The next day is when the application window closes. And then I can see the drop add deadline for my classes is the 10th. On the 24th is actually just a drop deadline, not a drop add. And then the end of our quarter for third quarter is March 31st. So this is just a nice way to kind of see it all listed out, all of the important dates for the quarter. So again, we found that by clicking on more and then clicking on important dates. Okay, you've also got some quick links here that'll take you back to our Minos homepage and things like that. So feel free to explore around in here. You can't really mess things up. One of the other things I can't really show you in here, but you can look at it, is you will have an academic plan if you have credits that you've earned. So you can click on this and choose your plan from this drop-down menu, and it will break down how your classes have been sorted. So maybe you have 3 credits of math and you have 2 credits of language arts, and it'll help break all that down for you so you can see what you've completed versus what you still need for graduation. We tend to believe this is a little more difficult to read, and so you can definitely meet with your counselor and they will help you look at a different form that we have that's a little more streamlined, lays things out a little bit more easily, and they're more than happy to meet with you and walk you through what your credits are that you still need to complete versus what you have already completed. But again, you're welcome to click on all these different links. Nothing's bad going to happen from clicking on them. So feel free to explore. But that is Infinite Campus. And again, at the end of every quarter, you can come in here, check your grades, check your schedule for the upcoming quarter, make sure that you know when the quarter starts, all of that good stuff. So I hope that was helpful.